Hey guys, Welsknight here, bringing you a brand new series. Welcome to Minecraft Building for Dummies. And in this series, we are going to teach the basics of building. And I am joined by my friend BC from Alloy 7, who's going to help me do this. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Hey BC, how's it going?
Excelente, my friend. How are you, Welsknight?
I'm doing well. I hear that you're in need of some building lessons.
Well, I believe you saw some of the Minecraft videos I did with my PlayStation 4 edition of Minecraft, where I was building diamond and glass castles. So,
and here I want you to take one diamond block.
Let me get it out of my inventory here if I can. All right, here we go.
Just one. And I want you to make me a promise that you will never build with that ever again, and then put it away.
IBC do solemnly affirm.
All right. Well, we're gonna kind of introduce this series. This is gonna be a short little series that's just gonna kind of go over, building for dummies in Minecraft, if you will. So we're gonna start this out by just playing a little game. Just like that game you used to play when you were real little and you had like those activity books and there'd be two pictures, one right next to another, and you'd figure out what are the differences between the two.
Right on. Kind of like the old highlights magazines that would have the thing on the back called What's Wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
You had to pick out the things that were out of place, or in this case, some of the things that'll be in place, I imagine, as we go through the progression.
Exactly. So we've got a total of 4 houses here that I built, very briefly. And we're just going to go through, obviously, I'm sure you recognize that they increase, they get better as you move farther and farther to the right.
Indeed.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at these, and we're going to try and figure out what it is about these houses that actually make them get better as you move farther and farther to the right. So let's start over here with this house and this house. And let's see if we can spot some of these differences and figure out why house number 2 is better than house number 1.
Understood.
So what are you seeing?
All right, the first thing I'm seeing, obviously, is scale and size. That's a gimme. I'm also noticing there's a bit of depth, if you will. Mm-hmm. For instance, if I'm looking at the windows here that are just flush up against the walls, whereas I come over to this house and you've created what looks to be about 6 to 12 inches of depth, I guess, in real life measurements, thus creating a contrast when you come up on the house that doesn't make it look so flat. There's some rigidity to it. Some, I don't really know the term I would use for that, but there's a level of depth in execution on this second one here.
That's exactly right. What about if you fly straight up and look at them from up above?
All right, now the interesting thing is that the higher I get, I'm unable really to determine that the one on the left is even a fixture outside of just a square that's got some lines. Like if I were looking at a map, there'd be no contour lines. I'm just looking at a square versus, an object on the right-hand side, which has some depth perception going on. I mean, if I get ridiculously high, it kind of balances out. But right here at about the height I am, which I assume is about 200 feet in the air, there's some depth perception where I can see the slant of the roof versus the left one here just looks like a big square with some lines on it.
Exactly. So we got a house. We got some depth. Depth is the big one. Depth and shape. The first house is a square, and there is very little depth, if any, to this house. Other than that, they're very similar. This one has some shape. I've actually got a roof shape, like a triangle roof on the second one. And it's a rectangle as opposed to a square. But that's really all that changes between house number 1 and house number 2. So now let's talk about house number 2 and house number 3.
All right. Now, the first thing I'm noticing with house number 1 and house number 2 from the quasi-self-proclaimed art nerd is contrast, which I'm really big about, especially in video games, where you've got the different types of wood, not only balancing the house and giving it its corners, but giving you something that's aesthetically pleasing and nice to look at between the dark browns of the edges and then the lighter brown of the actual base of the house. Then you come up to the roof and it's a slightly darker brown, but lighter than the tan of the flat of the house, thus giving you a contrast that makes it aesthetically pleasing, rounding it off with the the gray stones there to kind of top it off.
Yeah, so we got differences in colors. We got color contrast. That's really the only difference. The only difference between house number 2 and house number 3. Oh, and there is one other minor difference. The windows here, if you actually go inside, that's one thing we didn't do.
Okay.
Why don't you go inside to house number 1? The very first one way over here.
There we go. Ah, okay. Claustrophobia.
Yeah, claustrophobia and then some. And then if you head into house number 2.
Nice. High ceilings.
Yeah, much better, right?
Something I look for in real houses.
Exactly. So now, if we head into house number 3.
So got even higher ceilings, and the windows allow a good amount of light into the house.
Yeah, exactly. So 2 high windows, higher ceilings, all that kind of good stuff. Nice. Finally, house number 3 and house number 4. What are the differences here? I mean, obviously house number 4 is bigger than 3, but
house number
what else?
From what I'm seeing, there's house number 4 is larger, but with this one, it looks like you put some accents on it, really to give it some distinction. If I were looking at these 2 houses, if people had built them, this one would look a little bit more vanilla than the one on the right. You got the chimney there. You've got the bushes out front, the wooden staircase that, again, kind of leads you to the house, but also provides you some more contrast between the colors on the outside. And some trickery up here I'm noticing with this, what is this, the guest room? with the window here on the side. Yeah,
the attic, sure.
Yeah, I like that.
Yep. Now, go ahead.
And then, obviously the grass out here is a little bit less manicured, but obviously more unique than the other house.
Yeah, we actually got a little bit of landscaping. We actually have a tree. We've got some big differences in shapes. These ones are essentially a box. All 3 of these houses are essentially either a square or a rectangle. This one is not just a box. We got this little bit here that kind of sticks out.
Yeah.
Right here. And that adds a huge amount, just that one little thing.
Yeah.
We've got landscaping. We've still got the color contrast. I mean, ultimately, the differences between each one of these houses in the progression is not all that astronomical. But this house looks a million times better than this house.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they're not even a comparison. So basically, what this series is going to do is it's going to teach you to, instead of building a house like this, I should have built this one out of diamond blocks. But I didn't think of it until just now. But what we're going to do is teach you, instead of how to build things like this, we're going to teach you how to build things like this.
Excellent, excellent.
And that is what this series is all about.
I can dig it, man. I'm looking forward to getting into it.
All right. So there you have it, guys. And anything else you want to say before we wrap up?
Nope. Just want to thank everybody for watching. And if they dug the show, to share it with a friend. And be sure to subscribe to my friend Welsknight and Alloys 7 if you have not already, because all of us are a part of creating what we believe to be a stronger and more harmonious gaming community.
Absolutely. And I would just like to thank all of you for watching, and we'll definitely see you next time.
Peace out.